Hello, it's your boy Mr. CV. I'm back with another special video, and I'm glad you're tuning in to me today. Hello, it's your boy Mr. CV. I'm back with another special video, and this video is something that I've had in my mind for a long time. It's a video where I wrote down and I thought it's important for me to discuss, because as a person that's a reflective thinker, I was trying to understand, why am I so reflective? Why do I think so much? Why is it that I take things deeper than other people should? Because I think sometimes in order to know yourself, you need to take time to understand and think about why you do certain things. So I thought, you know what, why not do this video? Because I do know a lot of people as well that are quite similar to myself, that are very reflective, that think about things quite a lot, think about things quite different from the average person. So, and it's important that obviously they can try and understand why do they do that. This video I'm going to say about thinking too much, because sometimes I do think too much, and obviously that can lead to overthinking as well. One of the good things about obviously thinking a lot and being reflective is that it allows me to see both sides. So a lot of the time when I make these videos is based on my reflection and how I think about things. So obviously through that I'm able to sit down with myself, think about all the possible solutions to the reason, look at the pros and cons. However, one of the bad parts about reflecting and thinking too much is that sometimes it takes a while for me to get things out of my head. And I can remember recently when I made a video about the bed bugs affecting my property, the person I was living with at the time, for him, as long as the bed bugs didn't bite him, he didn't really care, he didn't really worry. But me, I took it quite personal. I took it very well. Like, I took it to the point where I had to start seeing therapists because it was so much in my mind. There will be times I'll be driving home and I'll be thinking about it constantly in my mind. It would be in my mind. Even there was the times where I couldn't even sleep because I was so affected. And I think part of the reasons why I was so affected was the fact that I can't move out of this place. This is my place. So it's just things like that, that when it's very small and you think about it very small, obviously it doesn't become a problem. When it keeps adding up and building up and building up, then it becomes a huge problem. Due to that, I was looking at ways how to obviously deal with these things, overthink. And even a lot of people, when I spoke to people, they might even say I have anxiety, which I don't know, I have to look into as well. But I don't really think I have anxiety like that, but you never know unless you reflect on these things and you actually see that. Do I know? A lot of people don't actually know that they have certain things until they actually sit down with themselves and think, or people tell you, or people say it to you, and people say, look, you might have to look into these. And someone like myself, obviously, I'm about improving and developing myself. Obviously, I like to look at these things and actually see what ways can I try and manage, or what ways can I try and deal with this as possible. Anyways, one of the ways that you can obviously deal with this, and by me looking into it, was obviously trying to find things that might distract your mind from thinking about those things. Because sometimes obviously a lot of people just say, oh, just get over it, like don't think about it. But it's very hard when something is in your mind so much. It is very difficult to just not think about it. It is very tough, and it can be quite difficult. So obviously one of the ways is just try and distract yourself, try and find things that you can think about, maybe exercise, maybe listen to music, whatever can remove that distraction from your mind. And I was even looking at something where it says distract yourself for 24 hours. So, and I think definitely for me personally, that part has even worked as well. Also, overthinking as well is a lot of things to do with your mind, which I already mentioned. And one of the things as well that I do now is meditation. Meditating for 5 minutes. I just go on YouTube, 5-minute meditation. I sit there. It allows me to clear things in my mind. It allows me to be relaxed as possible, and these are just ways too. Also, another way as well is to speak to people. I'm an advocate for obviously people that are going through things such as mental health, that are struggling with things such as depression, anxiety, is to speak to people. Now I'm very lucky because I'm a person that I communicate and I share my problems, unlike other people that just like to keep it to themselves and think they can fight things by themselves. Because me, I know a lot of things that I go through. It's not just me. I'm not the only person in this world. There's billions of people in this world. And I'm sure with billions of people in this world, I'm sure you will find people that have similar experience of certain things. And it's quite funny because there was a time where I was going through certain things, and I called up a friend of mine and I spoke to a few people, and they said, yo, I'm going through the same thing as well. Or I've been through that thing. And I'm like, whoa, you didn't even say anything. You didn't even speak about it. And it's just mad. Like, if you speak to people and you speak to others, you'll be surprised that they're going through similar things as well. But I've spoken to a few people where obviously they've said, wow, they're quite same as well. And someone even linked it to me being Libra, as in being born in October, that it could be a thing where obviously we're quite thoughtful and we think about things more than a few people. I don't know whether that's true, because I don't even believe in all those horoscope and Libra and all that stuff. I don't really believe in it. But you get my point. Like, it's just important to speak to people, because trust me, especially guys, a lot of guys will be going through certain things, and because of the stigma they might face, because people might mock them, they might not talk about it, they might just think, I'm strong. And sometimes you need people to speak to. And when I also say speak to people, obviously speak to friends, speak to family, but also seek specialists as well. Seek people that might help you, because like I said, the first time I was going through obviously the bedbug situation, I went to my doctor, I requested for therapy, because it's important as well. These are things that are available to you. Utilize it. But speaking on that, this overthinking and everything, because obviously things happen in my life which is just normal, because I'm just a human being like yourself, so things happen in my life as well. Went to the doctor and regarding the situation, but also before going to the doctor, I did a little research to see what kind of services they provide, because I feel with these doctors these days, they become a bit lazy. They just want to just give you anything just to make it look like they've treated you, but they haven't treated you, because there are other treatments that are available that they can give to you. There's some people in this world that we just take their advice or whatever they give us because we just feel they know best, we don't know better than them. But sometimes it's important that you question certain things. So I went to my doctor recently just to say, look, I'm going through this, blah blah blah, can you obviously help me with a solution? This thing that I went for, obviously like I said, has been affecting my mind quite a lot. So I went to the doctor and he tried to recommend therapy again, and I said no, the therapy, I'm not taking therapy, because the last time he gave me the therapy, first of all, I wanted a one-to-one therapist. He said I have to wait 6 months because of blah blah blah, because obviously there's a waiting list. So for that reason I had to settle for the online therapy, which is not really therapy like that, because it's just like I'm just reading certain things and I'm trying different things, which is not really what I need. And also, whilst I was going through that situation at that time, I couldn't wait 6 months. How can I be waiting 6 months? Like, I need this solution right now. Waiting 6 months is just pointless. I might not have even gone to him. As he tried to recommend me that, I said, I'm not taking that. Find me another solution. He tried to give me another solution, but this time with medication. And me, I don't have any issue with medication. I'm very, very lucky that thankfully I don't have any health conditions. I try and keep myself as fit as possible. Obviously, I'm a human being like yourself. I get tired, and it's not every day that I can also keep fit, but I take my body, I take my mind, I take my physical health, mental health very, very seriously. So when he tried to give me medications, I was thinking, look, for me, medication is always last resort. I believe there are other ways that we can try. If those other ways don't work, then obviously, yeah, jump into medication. But when he tried to give me this medication, I said, okay, let me look into it. And I asked him, what are the side effects? And if you see the heavy side effects, they were there. Diarrhea, losing sleep. I was just like, so I asked that doctor, I asked him a question. I said, if you are going through what I'm going through, would you take these medications? He couldn't answer. So, and I said to him, I said, there you go. That's your answer already, because silence itself is an answer. So if you wouldn't take those medications, why would you recommend these medications to me? So I told him, I said, look, I'm not taking those medications. Find me a better solution, because it's important. And that's one thing I want you guys to take from this video. Don't just accept anything people give you and believe what they said. I know he's a specialist. I know he's a doctor. I know he's gone many years to obviously learn to become a doctor, to train and do all these things. But for me, I just felt there were other solutions which he could provide, which he could have recommended, but he just wanted to give me the medication, not to get rid of me, but to get rid of me, to be like, okay, cool, we've answered him, we've sorted him out, but you haven't sorted me out. Because if you give me those medications, first of all, if I take those medications, I become reliant on those medications. That's number one. That's how people become addicted to medications or medications that are given. And also, there are other solutions to it. So I want to explore all the solutions. And luckily, like I said, I did a bit of research before going to the doctor to look for those other solutions. When I went to him, I said, look, I know you can provide me these other solutions. And also as well, in this country, I'm paying a lot of tax. And it's not just me. Every single person, or most people in this country, are paying a lot of tax. And these taxes are going towards our healthcare. So if these taxes are going towards our healthcare, why am I, when I'm going to these doctors to seek for help, they're not giving me the best solutions that they should be giving me, which is absolutely wrong, which I'm not going to accept. So I told him I'm not going to accept. So I told him, you need to send me to your top doctor in order for me to find a viable solution to this, to what I'm going through. But as I was saying, don't just accept anything your doctor just gives you. Question it, ask questions, because some of these medications, some of these things they give you, there's a lot of side effects towards it. And if you're not careful, you just take it, those side effects is you that's going to be feeling it. All your doctor is going to say is, when they ask you that, are you okay with this? You said yes, so why are you complaining? But me, I stood up and I said, no, I'm not taking it. And this also made me realize as well that maybe sometimes you need to go to a private doctor or go private, especially in this country, in order to get the best treatment. But obviously not everybody can afford that and can be very expensive. But going back to what I was saying about this overthinking as well, like for me, like I said, I've tried to understand why am I so reflective, but also I realized that maybe it's just the way I am, maybe it's just my nature. Sometimes I would not like to be reflective. Sometimes I would just like to hear things and it just goes out of my mind and I just forget about it. But I guess maybe that's probably never going to happen, because the way I am is just a person where if you say certain things, I think about it and try and understand why is it like this, why is it like that. But obviously there are ways that, obviously, like I said, I can manage this, and which I am trying to manage as well. So if you are an overthinker out there, or if you're a reflective person, like I like to call it, please do find obviously solutions to it, because you can't be reflective 24/7, because I can't. I just won't be able to live a normal life. And then this leads to the final part that I want to mention as well, which is another video I wanted to do separately, but I'll just add it to this video. And it's also about being nice to people. Now I know people will come out and tell me, being nice people finish last. Now the reason why I said be nice to people is a lot of people are going through a lot of things, trust me. Even me sometimes, as much as you see me smiling, people have a nice smile, I'm smiling, I'm happy. Sometimes I'm going through a lot of things. Trust me, it might just be one thing you do to them that all they're going through will just end up flaring up, and then they take all that anger on you, and you never know. So for me, it's just about being nice to people. And also I want people to say, look, as much as obviously people take advantage of it as much as possible, it still won't change my character. And for me, I would like to leave a place where people are like, you know what, Mr. CV is a very, very nice person and he's able to impact me this way or that way, rather than people just saying things that are not nice about yourself. But also as well, like I said, a lot of people in the world, some people are just walking normally, but mentally, trust me, they're going through a lot of things, they're battling through a lot of things. There's a few times where people call me and I'm thinking they're absolutely fine, there's nothing wrong with them, maybe I've even seen them like a day or two, and they call me, they start crying, they start telling me, yo, I'm going through this, and I'm like, wow. And you might see them on social media laughing, smiling, dancing, but some people are going through a lot of things. So yeah, any person around you, just be nice to people, because you don't know what people are going through. And like I said, if you are a person that is reflective, that are overthinking, it's not a bad thing at all, because part of me making these videos, and my videos are based on reflection on things, so it allows me to think, it allows me to use my mind. Most things I do in my life anyway is done mentally, it's done in my brain. My brain is an important segment of me, of Mr. CV. For me, it's very important for me to utilize that, but also it's very important as well for me too, or for everyone who's reflective as well, to allow your mind to breathe, let your mind breathe. And it's also important because obviously life is tough, life is difficult, but you can't go into every minute of your life carrying things on your head, basically carrying things in your mind. You have to free your mind. You have to find ways to deal with it as well. So it's your boy Mr. CV. I'm going to leave it right there. Have a fantastic day. Take care and keep watching for more videos.